You ever get the feeling the city already knows how this ends?
I kept telling myself that there would be more time. I was wrong.
If you want to understand how to prompt LTX 2.3 better, one of the fastest ways is to study real examples and break down why they work. So in this video, we're going through 6 sample prompts, one by one, and looking at what each of them teaches us about writing better video prompts. Not just what sounds cinematic on paper, but what actually gives the model useful direction, and the reason this matters is simple. LTX 2.3 responds really well to prompts that describe the full scene clearly. That means subject, action, environment, lighting, camera movement, and audio all working together. So instead of talking about prompting in the abstract, let's look at how that plays out in actual examples. Let's start with sample 1, the cinematic dialogue scene. This prompt describes a tired detective standing under a flickering street lamp in a narrow alley after midnight. Right away, it gives us character, location, time of day, mood, lighting, and texture. Rainwater drips from fire escapes. Puddles reflect red and blue neon, and the detective lifts a cigarette, then lowers it without lighting it. Why does this work so well? Because it doesn't just say, a sad detective in an alley. It shows the feeling through physical behavior and environmental detail. That matches LTX's guidance to use visible acting cues instead of abstract emotional labels. Hollow eyes, tense shoulders, visible breath, and cold air. Those are filmable directions. It also has clear camera behavior.
Get the feeling
the shot slowly pushes in as the detective's shoulders tense. That's important because the camera is not random here. It's emotionally tied to the performance. The scene tightens as the tension builds. And then there's the audio. Distant sirens, rain tapping metal dumpsters, and a rough, quiet voice. LTX specifically recommends describing audio when relevant, and this sample does exactly that. It makes the scene feel complete, not just visual. So sample 1 teaches a big lesson. If you want a dialogue scene to feel cinematic, don't just write dialogue. Direct the acting, the environment, the camera, and the soundscape around it. Now sample 2, the image to video motion prompt. This one is really important because it shows a different mindset. Instead of redescribing a woman sitting in a room, the prompt starts with motion. She begins perfectly still, then slowly turns her head. A breeze lifts strands of hair, her fingers relax. She rises from the chair, takes 2 steps toward the light, and the curtain sways inward. This is exactly how image-to-video prompting should work. LTX's guidance says that for image-to-video, you should focus less on what is already visible and more on what moves next, what changes, how the camera responds, and what audio emerges. That's what makes this prompt smart. It assumes the starting frame already exists. So the prompt is all about transition from stillness to motion. The camera movement also supports that softness. It drifts to the right and slightly forward in a gentle arc, following her movement. That's not aggressive action coverage. It's intimate observation. And the audio is quiet, light wind, distant birds, creaking wood. Nothing is oversized. So, sample 2 teaches that for image to video, the best prompt often begins with subtle motion design, not scene description. Now sample 3, the stylized fantasy shot. This one gives us a lone armored rider crossing a black volcanic plain at dusk, with glowing lava, drifting ash, fractured rock, and a ruined obsidian citadel in the distance. Why is this such a strong prompt? Because wide shots need strong environmental storytelling. LTX recommends matching the amount of detail to the scale of the shot. In the wide cinematic composition, the world itself has to carry a lot of the meaning, and this prompt absolutely does that. You're not just watching a rider move through space. You're understanding the hostility of the world through volcanic rumbles, hot wind, glowing lava, jagged terrain, embers, and massive ruined architecture. The environment is not background decoration. It is part of the subject. The camera also helps sell scale. It tracks low from left to right, then gradually pulls back to reveal the larger landscape. That's classic visual escalation. Start with momentum, then reveal enormity. So sample 3 teaches that for epic scenes, your prompt needs geography, atmosphere, texture, and camera scale, working together. Now sample 4, the anime-style action shot. This one is a rooftop chase at sunset, with a teenage courier in a yellow jacket being pursued across tightly packed city buildings. The prompt gives us color, movement, props, spatial danger, and rhythm. He lands hard, slides across gravel, regains balance, launches into the next jump, and papers burst from his satchel into the air. This is a great example of sequential action. LTX emphasizes writing action in natural order from start to finish, and this sample does that beautifully. It doesn't just say, he runs across rooftops. It breaks the movement into beats. Land, slide, recover, jump, papers explode outward. That gives the model a chain of cause and effect. The camera also changes dynamically. It follows from behind, then swings to a side profile as he clears a wide gap. That shift adds energy and variety, while still staying attached to the action. And the sound design matters again. Rushing wind, shoe-scraping concrete, distant traffic, fast breathing, short nervous laughs. That last detail is especially good because it gives character performance inside the action scene. So sample 4 teaches that action prompts work best when they are written as choreography, not as a general idea. Now sample 5, the comedic creature scene. A small raccoon in a tiny apron stands on a stool in a warm sunlit kitchen, stirring a mixing bowl with dramatic seriousness before sneezing into a cloud of flour. This sample works because comedy depends on setup, timing, and payoff. The setup is calm and visually charming. Warm morning light, copper pans, blueberries rolling across the table. The raccoon is already funny because of the contrast between animal behavior and human kitchen staging. Then the action escalates in a clean sequence. Stir dramatically. Pause. Inspect the spoon seriously. Sneeze. Flour explodes. Freeze in embarrassment. That structure matters. The joke lands because the prompt creates timing. The camera helps too. It starts in a symmetrical medium shot, then tilts down as the raccoon freezes. That little adjustment reinforces the comedic beat rather than distracting from it. So sample 5 teaches that funny prompts still need cinematic discipline. Comedy is not randomness, it is controlled escalation and reaction. And finally, sample 6, the spoken monologue with acting beats. This is probably the clearest example of how to prompt emotional dialogue in LTX 2.3. We get an elderly woman by a hospital window, pale curtains moving softly behind her, nervous thumb movement in her lap,
that there would be
a
more
slow
time.
camera move inward, hallway footsteps,
I was wrong.
air conditioner hum, soft fabric, rustling, and then dialogue broken into segments. I kept telling myself, she pauses and swallows, that there would be more time. Her eyes glisten. She looks out the window. I was wrong. This sample works because it follows one of LTX's most important recommendations. Break dialogue into short phrases with physical beats between them. That gives the model timing, silence, tension, and expression. It also proves another point. Emotional scenes become stronger when small gestures carry the feeling. The thumb gripping nervously, the tremble in the mouth, the glance toward the window, those are all visible emotional signals. They are far more useful than simply writing, "She feels regret." So sample 6 teaches that if you want believable performance, prompt emotion as behavior, not as a label. Now, when you look across all 6 samples, a pattern starts to emerge. Each one succeeds for a different reason, but they all share the same core structure. They describe a subject clearly. They place that subject in a defined environment. They write action in sequence. They tell the camera what to do. And they include audio that reinforces the scene. That's really the key lesson here. Whether you're writing noir dialogue, image to video motion, fantasy scale, anime action, comedy, or intimate monologue, the goal is the same. Stop describing ideas and start directing moments. Because once you do that, LTX 2.3 has much more to work with. And the more clearly you can describe the moment unfolding on screen, the more likely the model is to give you something that feels intentional, cinematic, and alive.